Hello there. Welcome to Change by Choice. My name is Charlotte Froh, and today we're going to be talking about the big M word. Yeah, that's right. We're going to be talking about mediocrity and really putting our finger on the pulse in terms of where mediocrity is creeping into our life and what we're allowing, right? So that we can start to become more aware. We can start to make choices that are going to move us through that mediocrity and start to choose what is best for our highest self. All right. So as always, I like to let people know, what it is that I do outside of this podcast here. I am a certified high performance coach, and I'm the founder of Thrive Consulting. So I do a lot of leadership and development training for businesses, really digging in deep to seeing, how they're best setting their people up for success and what trainings and systems need to be implemented in order for that to be achieved. Cool. So mediocrity. It's a big M word. Some people have a real aversion to the word mediocrity. And let yourself explore that, especially, no one wants to be like, yeah, I'm being mediocre right now. But, like I always say, you got to get real and raw with yourself. You got to be able to, hold yourself accountable. And to be able to call things as they are, Sure, no one wants to sit here and be like, yeah, I'm allowing some mediocrity into my life. But if you don't acknowledge it, then you won't ever change it. And that's the whole point of this, is really through each podcast evaluating different sections of our lives and to see, is it aligned with the results that we're actually trying to achieve? And if it is, and that's how you want your life to be, then acceptance and gratitude and grace for yourself. Own it, right? We are our own worst critics. But on the flip side of it, we can't get trapped into what other people think and feel about ourselves. If it's exactly what we want in life, then perfect. And if it's not, then make a change, right? So that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to listen through those ears and really allow yourself to resonate with those parts of you that, what are you allowing that just can't continue? It's draining your energy. It's taking away your time. You're not getting the right results through the relationships around you, whether they be personal or work focused. And isn't that the point at the end of the day? That we grow and we develop ourselves to being the strong and best that we can be so that we can have the life that we want with the least amount of conflict, the least amount of drama, the least amount of resistance. But that takes us growing and pushing ourselves, oftentimes into super vulnerable and uncomfortable zones. And yeah, it doesn't feel good. No one wakes up and is like, yay, I love to feel uncomfortable. Yay, I love rejection. Yay, I love conflict. No one really does. But it's necessary. If it's authentic to you and it's pushing you to being the best that you can be and getting the results that you really want, then it's necessary. Because nothing worth having comes easy. It looks and feels like hard work all the time. But that's what makes it just so amazing in the long run, is when you see yourself growing and you're journaling and you're pushing through, you're going to see the transformation that you're going to have, your thought process, your confidence in yourself, the relationships with other people, how they're going to shift and change, what you're going to allow versus what you're not going to allow in your life anymore. That means that you're going to have more energy. That means that you're going to have more time. And aren't those the very two things that most people complain about? They don't have enough time and they don't have enough energy. You've got to start auditing all the things that you're allowing that are creating mediocrity in your life that, that just need to shift and change. So a couple things that I would suggest doing is definitely take out the journals and start to ask yourself, what things in your life right now are you devoting time and energy towards, but aren't creating a great result for you? And how you know this is that it could be bringing up certain feelings. Oftentimes those things are the things that we become bitter about, that we become resentful about, that every time we go to do them, we're like, ugh, I don't feel like doing this, or I don't want to do this. What are all those things? No judgment, just write them down. You're the only person seeing your list, right? Start to just do that brain dump. And then what you want to do is it's not about tackling everything, but it's if you made just a few shifts and changes each week and you did them consistently, that all of a sudden you're going to see some momentum start to build. You're going to start to feel some changes starting to happen. You're going to generate more time. You're going to generate more energy, and that's going to feel really good. Then you're going to want to make more changes. So I want you to also think about a huge piece, self-care. What habits do you have right now that aren't leading you to having more time and energy, that aren't, it's not creating a platform for you to be the healthiest that you can be, that you're treating yourself in a mediocre way? Are you feeding yourself well? Are you sleeping enough? Are you drinking enough water? Do you do any type of exercise? Is it consistent? And where are your stress and your happiness levels at? And take those topics and again, just sit down and start to break them out. If you want to do a rating system 1 to 10, do that. If you just want to jot out all your thoughts, do that. The point is, don't hold back. The list is your real and honest truth about yourself. And on the flip side, I also want you to create a list of all the things that you're most proud of. I don't like to leave people in just a state of think of all the bad things, you know what I mean? That's great, you need to be able to just own that and feel it and see it, because that's just the sum of your choices right now. And to know that all you have to do is make new choices and you'll move out of some of those things or all of those things. But on the flip side, I want you to start really evaluating all the things that you do really well, where you're not being mediocre. It could be work specific. It could be about how you think about yourself. It could be, how you show up for your family. It could be just everything. Think of all the different areas of your life and write it down. You got to feed your soul with the positive wins. And that's why I said, when you go to that list of the places where you are being just a little mediocre or a lot mediocre, just depending on how your list is, then you just focus on a few things that are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. And over time, you're going to see those small little steps are going to compile together, and you're going to see a really deep and big transformation happen for yourself. And so you've got to acknowledge those small wins. I don't believe in doing these huge, drastic changes that never work. I also don't believe in doing Band-Aid solutions where you just do the quick fix. Dig in deep, figure out the learnings that you need to learn, and start to make the changes because it's what's best for you and you're choosing it. So that's totally aligned with your self-worth. Every choice that we make in life is a reflection of our self-worth. And I want you to take that in and really think about that. Because you might be like, oh no, I treat myself well. Then you look at your list and you look at your choices and you look at maybe how you speak about yourself or you speak about other people. And you might be like, okay, maybe I do have a little bit of work here. Right? Just, be raw, be real, be integral with yourself. And then it's, if you have that list and you're not ever chipping away at anything, but you're still complaining about stuff, then just own where you're at. We got to stop the culture of complain. Complaining gets nobody anywhere. And it means that you're not owning things, right? As if maybe you're victimized in there somehow. You choose your life, you choose your existence, right? And you choose how you move through things. And so don't give up that control. You're in the driver's seat. We don't always know and we can't always control the things that happen to us, but we do get to choose how we move through them. right? So never let that part go. Own your life in its entirety. That's what we're blessed with. Life is not happening to us unless you allow that. It's a sum of our choices. And so that's your homework. You're doing your list of your raw, like where are things at? Where are you being mediocre? You know, maybe you're not giving your family time. Maybe you're always on your phone. Maybe you're not ever working out. Maybe you fall into jealousy and envy with people. Maybe you are self-sabotaging yourself, maybe you've got a fear of failure, whatever it is, just dump it all out. Take the time and reflect. You are your most important project. Own it. Breathe love into it and grow. Your desire to change needs to be greater than your desire to stay the same and comfortable. And if you just want to stay the same and comfortable, then own the fact that it's just going to be a little bit mediocre. Maybe a lot mediocre, right? Just own that. And now that's not to say when I'm talking about, mediocrity, it's not a comparison of what people are choosing, whether someone is a stay-at-home mom or works or does both, or it's not about that. It's when you know you can do better and be better and treat yourself better and be better to the people around you, but you're not. And you're allowing certain behaviors and thought processes and jobs and people in your life that are not good for you, right? But yet you don't want to do anything about it. That's what I'm talking about. That's where you need to shift. And one day you'll hit your wall, but it's like we're always waiting for something bad to happen instead of just making the choices. So just make the choice. Own it. You're going to feel so good about yourself. And just small things, like I said before. So you're doing that list, and then you're going into a huge gratitude list and an honor yourself list of all the things that you slay. You're doing so well, It's important for you to position your mind in a way where you are acknowledging the wins that you are having in life, where you are being consistent. It's important to do both. Reflection time and gratitude time. Every single day. So that's your homework. In terms of, moving that forward, if this is really something that you're focusing in on in the professional aspect of your life, I always talk about all topics altogether. Who we are in life is who we are in life, right? Trickles into how we are at work. It trickles into how we are with our families. And so a lot of my coaching, I just talk about as a blanket to everything. But in terms of the professional part, you might want to do a section that's completely separated out, that is like specifically to the task at hand with your job, right? Where are you where are you owning your work and being an entrepreneur at work? And where are you just being kind of mediocre, just doing what you need to do? Are you passionate about the work that you do? Do you need to be? There's no right or wrong answer there. But I do know that you have one life, and you've got a unique, specific skill set and strengths, and you should be using them, because you'll be happier in all the other areas of your life if you are. And if you're that person who is doing your job and it's because of the stability and the financial income, and you're cool with that, of going in 9 to 5, coming out, whatever that looks like, there is no, that's totally fine. But make sure you have something else in your life that you have, maybe more meaning and purpose with, that you have more of a passion outlet, so that you have something else that is driving you beyond just the work that you're doing. It is important for us to have purpose beyond, a deeper sense of why in our life. That's when we start to push the barrel, and it's like, nah, this isn't about being, mediocre. I'm not just here in life, just on autopilot, and life's just happening to me. I make a paycheck and then I die. Hopefully I have a couple friends along the way. That's not it, unless you want it to be it. Dig deeper. Don't look back 15, 20 years down the road and wish you had done differently. Now's the time. Do the work. No one else can do it for you. So as always, you can always connect with me. If you have questions or you want, to throw anything out there, you can reach me on Facebook under Charlotte Furrow Change by Choice. You can find me on my website under charlottefurrow.com. I give tons of value and content and on all those different platforms, on LinkedIn. So reach out to me, message me. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, I'm going to leave you on that. You've got your homework. Now go and do it. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and we will talk again next week. Take care.